Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back, and if this is your first time stopping by, I'm Veggie Rolls. Welcome. Don't forget to go ahead and click on the subscribe button. It looks like this, and the little notification bell next to it so that you will be notified every time a new video goes up, which is every Monday, Wednesday, and Sweet Saturday. And Sweet Saturdays, I make some sort of sweet treat or dessert or something sweet and delicious. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make yet another mock meat recipe, because you guys seem to love these mock meat recipes, and I've been trying to, personally myself, trying to find a mock meat recipe that I really enjoy, because I'm not a huge fan of seitan, but this one right here I really enjoy. This is really easy. This is like the easiest mock meat you can make, and it is super gluten-free friendly. All you have to do is swap out the flour for a non-gluten flour, and then you'll be all set. So let's get veggie. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get started. So I already have my skillet here heating up. I'm just gonna go ahead and heat this. I have it at a high because we're gonna go ahead and boil our vegetable stock. So basically, first off the bat, I want to let you know that this recipe is super quick. I time myself start to finish 25 minutes, and it's super easy. Like it's just so easy to make, and that's 25 minutes if you fry them, and it'll be almost an hour if you bake them, but these are totally bakeable, so you can bake these. And I'll let you know how you can bake this in a second. We're gonna go ahead and add some extra seasoning into our vegetable stock. So I'm gonna go ahead and be adding in some, a 1/4 of a teaspoon of onion powder, a 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder, and an 1/8 of a teaspoon of poultry seasoning, and a 1/4 of a teaspoon of cumin. I'm also going to crack a little bit of pepper, just a little pinch, just a little. And then I'm also going to be doing a little pinch of salt. And then we're just going to go ahead and mix this up, and we're going to wait for it to boil before we continue. All right, so now that this is boiling, we're going to go ahead and add in our TVP. We have 1 cup of TVP here. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the heat, and we're gonna just mix this around so that all of the vegetable stock could get nice and could saturate our TVP nicely. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and cover this up for 5 minutes just to let everything rehydrate. All right, guys, so it's been 5 minutes, and we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next step. So far, it's like it hasn't even been 10 minutes since we've been making this recipe. Okay, so next we're gonna go ahead and toss in a 1/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour, but if you're trying to make this gluten-free, just use your favorite gluten-free flour. And then we're just gonna go ahead and mix this all up. And next I'm just gonna go ahead and let this cool to the touch, just enough where we're not burning our hands off. It should take about 3 or 4 minutes. All right, guys, so while this is cooling a little bit, we're gonna go ahead and start with our batter. So this is what we're gonna use to help our breadcrumbs stick. And if you're doing the gluten-free version, you're gonna go ahead, instead of using breadcrumbs, you're actually gonna do gluten-free cornflakes. Just make sure you find a gluten-free cornflakes brand, and then you're just gonna either pulse them in the food processor or just mash them up inside of a Ziploc bag, and you're gonna use that as your breadcrumbs. All right, guys, so now our mixture here is nice and cooled down, or cooled down enough that we could actually handle it. And we're just gonna go ahead and, using our hand, we're just gonna form it into like tenders. So you could definitely make this into chicken nuggets, and instead of having 10 tenders, you would actually end up with 20 nuggets. So pretty good stuff. All right, guys, so I just finished breading these, and I just realized that the camera shut off, which is the problem with this one-woman show situation. But I'm planning on getting another camera, but quickly I'm gonna run you guys through this. So all I did, once I had these already formed, I just dipped them into our flour mixture just to coat them to serve as an adhesive for our breadcrumbs. And then I went ahead and dipped them into the breadcrumbs, got them all nice and coated, and then I squeezed the breadcrumbs in to make sure that they stayed put when we fry these or bake these, depending on which option you're going for. So we're gonna go ahead and cook these now. At this point, if you're gonna bake these, you want to have your oven preheated to 400 degrees, and you're gonna place these onto a parchment paper lined baking tray, and you're gonna bake these for 30 minutes. And I would recommend spraying these with some cooking spray on both sides, just really lightly, just so you can get a little bit of browning at least, and then put it into the oven for 30 minutes, and you're gonna flip it halfway through. So 15 minutes on one side, 15 minutes on the other side. All right, guys, so I'm just taking a little piece of breading off of one of these guys and tossing it in to see if it floats, and it's doing good. So we're gonna go ahead and start adding these into our oil. So we're just gonna go ahead and add these in here. And I have my heat on high because I only want these to brown on the outside, because the TVP is already it has been cooked, and we hydrated it, and it was already ready to eat. So all we're doing is making these nice and golden brown. If you keep them in for too long, they're just gonna soak up a lot of that oil, and we don't want that. So just keep an eye on them. Once they start browning, you're gonna go ahead and flip them. So this is the color I like them to get, so I'm just gonna go ahead and flip them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start removing these. I'm gonna be using my fork because my frying spider seems to have disappeared. Hey guys, so I believe that it is time for the taste test cam. So, this is like what it looks like. I go ahead and open these up. I don't know if you can see from this far away. So yummy. All right, so you can have these on their own, but you guys know that I like stuff saucy and messy and whatever, flavorful. So I'm gonna add some of my handy dandy like homemade ranch sauce, which I'll link the recipe down below, which is on my blog. Oh, woo, it's hot. So good. You know what the crazy thing is? I'm not a fan of mock meats, but I really, really enjoy these. And I enjoy these even more when they're cold, as weird as that sounds. When they're cold, I don't know, I just like them so much better when they're cold. But, so good. You guys have to try these out. The little outside is so crunchy, the inside is so delicious, and the flavor is like just so good. And another thing is, these are super cheap, super easy to make, really quick. I bought a bag of TVP for like $1 something, I think $1.99 or less. And I got 3 batches of 10, so I got 30 of these little tenders for less than $2. And I mean, not including the little bit of flour that goes in and the spices, but around $2 for 30 chicken tenders. That is like crazy cheap, especially when it comes to like vegan stuff, because you know how vegan chicken tenders, store-bought frozen stuff could be really, really expensive. So super good, super easy to make. You can gluten-free it and gluten-freeize it. So try it out and let me know what you guys think. So that's it, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to share this video so other people can see how delicious vegan food could be. Also, don't forget to tag me on Instagram, #Let'sGetVeggie, #VeggieRolls, if you make this recipe or any of my other recipes, because I would love to see how it turned out, and I would love to know what you think about it. And yeah, I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Bye, guys.